To conduct a formal review of the facts and investigation surrounding the death.
Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus! Thank you, Jesus!
Relief and joy from the family of Valdosta teen Kendrick Johnson today after finding out that the U.S. Attorney's Office is officially reopening the investigation into their son's death. United States Attorney Michael Moore announcing today from his office in Macon that he is officially reopening the case originally closed by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I'm Mika Highsmith.
And I'm Greg Angel. Thank you for joining us for the news at 5. Now, it's a case that's nearly divided a community. 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson's body was found in January inside a rolled-up gym mat at Lowndes High School. Investigators have determined Johnson's death was an accident, but Johnson's family has rebutted that, saying they believe there was foul play. They believe answers to Johnson's death may actually be held in videotapes captured by surveillance cameras at Lowndes High School. Now, just Wednesday, a judge ordered the release of that video. U.S. Attorney Michael Moore says they're looking at the case again, but cautions federal jurisdiction is limited.
I am of the opinion that a sufficient basis exists for my office to conduct a formal review of the facts and investigation surrounding the death of Kendrick Johnson. I do this with an open mind, neither accepting nor rejecting the opinions of anyone who has previously investigated the circumstances of his death.
Well, the investigation is not only going to be taking a look at the facts of the case, but also employ investigative resources at the national level.
The FBI, who I believe is the finest investigative agency in the world, is cooperating with us in our efforts. Should sufficient information be developed to warrant a criminal civil rights investigation, I will ask the FBI to open a civil rights or any other appropriate criminal investigation.
Now, Moore also says he acknowledges complaints and concerns he's received from some who believe the case is closed, but that he is focused on the evidence above all.
Facts, not feelings or opinions, no matter how sincere they may be, are the basis of a legal investigation.
Now, he says the tough part here is the fact that even if the investigation uncovers any crime, it may not necessarily fall actually under the federal jurisdiction.
And the new investigation is welcome news for the Johnson family. We caught up with Kendrick Johnson's mother and father this afternoon in Tallahassee. They tell us they welcome the new investigation and say this is only the beginning.
Until we get the answers of not only who killed Kendrick Johnson, but why people are trying to cover for those individuals, we won't stop. And we welcome the U.S. Attorney, but we will not stop until we get to the truth.
We always believed that it wasn't an accident, and we still believe it wasn't an accident, and we always will believe that it wasn't an accident.
I'm going to keep my head to the sky because we know Kendrick, and we know this was not an accident. We know my son was murdered, and we're waiting for the truth to come out.
Now, the Johnson family and their attorney say the next step is to review the recently released surveillance video of Kendrick inside the gym the day he died. They say, though, it's nearly 2,000 hours long and will take some time. And the death of 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson has taken its toll not only on his family, but on the entire community.
Now, how Johnson died or may have died is still really at the center of much debate throughout the Valdosta community. But there is surprising new support for the theory that this was simply just an accident. WTXL ABC 27 Jade Alexa live for us tonight in Lowndes County. Jade, you've been speaking with Pastor Floyd Rose, who is also president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. What does he have to say?
Greg, back in May, here at the Serenity Church is where Pastor Rose, Reverend Al Sharpton, and the Johnson family stood asking for a new investigation, and today federal prosecutors announced they are reviewing the case.
And if the reward will do it, that's fine. If Michael Moore's investigation on behalf of the Justice Department will do it, that's fine, but it needs to end.
Pastor Floyd Rose says the Kendrick Johnson case is ripping the Valdosta Lowndes County community apart. He says he's been involved with the case since the beginning. He says not only is the family hurting, but also the community.
I received calls every day from whites and blacks, from students out at Lowndes High School. We all want it over.
He says he's looked deeply into the case and says he doesn't know if Kendrick Johnson was murdered, but he says if he was indeed murdered, he expects someone will come forward with information to claim the $10,000 reward the Southern Christian Leadership Conference is offering. The family believes evidence was covered up and that the 17-year-old was murdered. Floyd believes the teen's death is not a cover-up and is getting backlash from some of the community on his stance.
I just happen not to be bought by whites or bossed by blacks, and I look for the truth and only the truth.
Now, this Kendrick Johnson case has become so heated and controversial that some individuals are even receiving death threats. Live in Valdosta, Jade Balexa, WTXL ABC 27, dedicated to you.
All right, Jade, thank you.